Okay, Mustafa, you want to tell us how and why the Third World Progressive People's Coalition put this meeting together today?
Yeah, basically, as a new organization, I wouldn't even say organization, as a new collective of people, third world people, Filipino, Japanese, Chinese, Black, African, progressive whites. We felt that it was important for us to start our aggressive movement towards educating the third world people in terms of our relationship to this whole nuclear proliferation concern.
Today I'd like to talk about racism, imperialism, and the arms race. And I'd like to talk about how my family was affected by the larger forces during World War II. My parents were in California in 1942. And there was an executive order that sent my parents on a few hours' notice into a concentration camp for 4 years. The other half of my family was in Hiroshima. Many people don't realize that most Japanese Americans in the United States are from Hiroshima.
We are group, the Committee of Atomic Bomb Survivor in the United States. That means we are the American born who happened before the war in Japan, and somehow the war started. We couldn't come back to this country. Then we become an atomic bomb victim.
And then what happened when you came back?
We had a lot of suffering because that the people, American people, they do not know that we are the American atomic bomb survivor.
And does the government recognize the problem?
No, we had a bill, but unfortunately, our bill introduced since 1972, and 10 years later, still it's not passed, and it seems to be pretty hopeless. And meantime, we need support, but we need many American people moral support. Otherwise, each time when we speak up, they say that the job go back, or you started the war. We are not, we are American. That's the reason came to this opportunity to let American people to give understanding that we are American. First victim of that the nuclear weapon in this country.
They dropped 2 bombs in Japan because we had 2 types of bombs. The first bomb was the uranium bomb, a gun-type mechanism. The second bomb was plutonium, the implosion-type mechanism. We had 2 bombs, 2 mechanisms, and we wanted to test both on light targets. From the very beginning, the bomb has been an imperialist bomb. It has been a racist bomb, and it's a bomb used every day against the third world. Third world countries live under the sword of Damocles every day. It's like a gun used in a holdup. The threat of a gun is just as dangerous as the use of the gun itself. But just remember that Reagan is now going to plunder social services, take out billions of dollars out of food stamps, Medicare, housing, and dump it into the Pentagon.
Was pointing out how we were getting our services cut more and more, how the money which is supposed to be used to raise our pay to cover inflation is being taken out, how we're paying more for the subways and getting less and less services, how our people are more and more becoming the last hired and the first fired, how the depression is really here for our people, and how this money, which is not being given into our community, is being used, thrown away in military armaments. Anyone who knows the least bit about economics knows that you do not reproduce wealth from bullets. All you do is to explode them, and they don't go back into the economy to rebuild to continue the cycle in the economy.
Now, we've seen issues come and we've seen issues go. And part of what has really irritated us about the organizing of this movement is that it just appeared to us that some people just wanted to have another issue. You know, see, like there's certain Democrats that are out of the White House now, you know. They're not in favor. See what I'm saying? They're not in position. So they need an issue. And since they have no clear-cut answers for Reaganomics, they've got to get some other way of manipulating themselves back into the White House. And of course, the peace issue is a very favorable issue to certain segments of the American population. Let's face it, certain folks in America are living very well. They're living very comfortably. See? In fact, the only thing they may have to worry about is the possibility of an accidental atomic bomb flying somewhere. You know, other than that, they got no other worries. See? So what we're saying is that we don't want this issue just to become one of those issues that are used to manipulate certain people back into the White House, and then we look around and see that the qualitative conditions of other people has not been changed at all, has not been altered in any way.
It goes without saying that everybody's concerned about the proliferation of nuclear warfare. However, we know our concern is also for discrimination that our folk have suffered all these years in this country. And we feel that we have to step forward, and we link them both up because it's absolutely ridiculous to think of us being out here without raising the fact that discrimination has been going on and is still going on, institutionalized discrimination.
If we talk about disarmament separate from the issues that are facing people, then who's going to be interested? So we start from the beginning by saying we have to link when we go out and talk to people. And people are very clear that if you say, should the money be going for immigration raids? Should the money be going for bombs for destruction? Or should the money be going for senior citizens programs? Should the money be going for education? Immediately that strikes a responsive chord, to everyone.
There are a couple of points. One is the budget question, and because of the budget being used in the military so huge, they have to cut a lot in social services, and that really hurt a lot the third world communities, because they're cutting food stamps, welfare, education, everything. Those third world community depends on a lot. That's one of the relations we see, that we have to demand the kind of military and transfer those funds to human needs, in particular to third world community and minority communities.
How are union members discussing what their unions could do for this issue, and also for issues that are very important to them and their jobs specifically?
The War Machine has kept going by workers in this country most of the time without they're realizing what they're doing. Subcontractors. Defense business. The main focus was on the need to educate workers so that they know that how they're being used, and that in particular the argument that war is good for the economy, war creates jobs, that's a very shallow argument. That in the final analysis and in the long run, of course, it costs not only lives but workers, jobs, and a decreased standard of living.
Reagan's foreign policy is a carbon copy of his domestic policy, where there's a transfer from programs dealing with human needs to increased militarization. And the same thing is happening in his foreign policy, where there's an increase in the development and the production of nuclear weapons to really terrorize and manipulate and keep poor and oppressed people throughout the world. And so we've come here today on this particular delegation to say no, that we're going to struggle to not only disarm the nuclear maniacs, but struggle to make a world a place where there can be freedom for all peoples, regardless of race, regardless of national origin. We're saying that we're for disarming the imperialists. However, we support freedom fighters. Freedom fighters have the right to fight against oppression. Freedom fighters have the right to fight against exploitation. So on the one hand, we say we're for nuclear disarmament. On the other hand, we say that we're very much in support of our freedom fighters in SWAPO, in Namibia, ANC in South Africa, and other places in the world. They're struggling for freedom.
Anytime any peoples rise up and demand their right to run their country as they see fit, to use the raw materials and human resources of their country for the benefit of their own people, as we see in El Salvador today, they are threatened with intimidation, with intervention by the United States, destabilization like we saw in Jamaica, or what's going on today in Nicaragua, or what they're trying to do against Cuba and Grenada. Anytime a people tries to rise up and actually determine their own existence themselves, this arsenal, the nuclear arsenal and the conventional arms as well, are used against them.
We are for non-intervention, U.S. non-intervention in third world countries, because the only way to stop, to really ask for real armament, disarmament, is that you stop U.S. from using arms against third world countries. That's stopping the source of it. If they do not really guarantee that, then you cannot talk about world disarmament at all.
Vieques is the primary example of how the Navy, without even getting into war in the preparation, has destroyed the ecology of the island, has destroyed the economy of the island, has destroyed even the hopes of people of making their own independent livelihood. It's 26,000 acres in Vieques, and across in the other side, on Roosevelt Road, is another 30,000 acres. It's a huge military complex. When the Navy is using it as a docking area for nuclear submarines, and is using it as a practicing area for the NATO, and is using it as a practicing area for the Organization of American States. Repressive governments like Brazil and Argentina were practicing over there, actually, to then put repression on their own people. All this military build-up, the people in Vieques really don't want. In economic terms, they don't give anything to the economy of Puerto Rico, but they take land that could be developed for agriculture. They take the waters that could be developed with the big fishing industry or for tourist development. They take the livelihood of the people.
How did you personally get involved in this?
Well, as a youth, I was deeply pained and crushed when the atom bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and I saw that ultimately that these devils, in spite of speaking about democracy, was really out to destroy humanity too. So I have always been concerned. And as I followed human development, I've seen that the more the masses of people, the great toiling people, struggle for their freedom, economically, politically, socially, intellectually, the more these devils bring forth their militarism and try to divide the working class into those who would be their cohorts to destroy their brothers in order that they can maintain their power. They mean us no good. They are not democratic. Only the working class is democratic, and only they can bring about democracy, and only they can stop the development of the nuclear war, nuclear weapons. We, the people, have to stop it. After all, we give them the taxes, we give them the strength, and we are to stop it, and we are going to do it. And I'm very happy to see the Third World is organizing. We are understanding thoroughly the relationship of the economic, political, and social forces that bring about the development and perpetuation of nuclear arms development. There isn't anything mysterious about it. It's right there before us. It's just for us to organize ourselves and struggle. And we will win, because we are on the side of right, the side of justice, on the side of human progress, on the side of human survival and development.
Basically, from a third world progressive people's perspective of disarmament, what it is that we see the disarmament movement as somewhat not being authentic, as not representing some of the indigenous concerns of people throughout the world that the nuclear proliferation has affected probably the most, and particularly third world people, because our contention is that if our brothers and sisters in South Africa wasn't going down in those mines and getting the uranium and the cobalt and the other types of materials that are needed to develop this high tech, to put these destructive weapons together, that it couldn't be possible, that if it wasn't for the exploitation of third world people in mass all over the world, that there couldn't be the technology to even begin to construct the types of nuclear weapons that exist. SSD-2 was called by third world people originally The second session is being called by the majority of people third world people, and it's not just on nuclear disarmament. It's on proliferation of arms, period. So we think there should be a more humane, more equitable relationship that exists between people that's based upon some honor, some principles, some respect, some love, some understanding than how big is your bomb compared to how big my bomb is. So I think this is a good opportunity, time of revolution, it's time of consciousness. The world is on the move, and all the countries, no matter how progressive they have more progressive movements coming along behind them. This is a time to really evaluate, and not only a time to put down the arms, but a time to pick up humanity.
Black, brown, white, all the people